Happy Juneteenth, everyone. Special Juneteenth episode, but not the way you were expecting it.
Still power to the people.
Power to all the people, not just the black ones. Because you guys, I don't want to hear it. Not yet. Here we go. Welcome back to a very special Juneteenth episode of F and Bob 9 Cents Podcast with Invincible, our black ambassador.
No, I am just HR.
I'll let it be. I'll let it be HR. That's reasonable. So, this is the first actual official Juneteenth federal holiday. Juneteenth, if I'm not mistaken. Because Juneteenth has been around for some odd reason for what, 10 years, I think.
Has it?
I think so.
It seems more recent than that.
Maybe. I know of Juneteenth being a thing. I didn't know if it was a holiday until more recent, and now it's officially federal. I know this is the first federal year. I think they tried to get it last year, but it was too late.
Yeah.
So they did it for sure this year. So people should be off this Monday, and you're probably not. Whenever you're listening to this episode, you are off or already off. However it worked. Hope you enjoyed your day off. Thanks to us. We got you a free one.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans for Juneteenth? Are you going to do anything to celebrate?
Stay away from niggas. Nah. I would love to stay in the house and either stream or clean up or just. I took a nap for the first time in a long time on a Saturday. And that nap was lovely, even though I'm still not even sure how long it lasted, but it was lovely.
That's a very interesting thing.
I don't know. It's just, I still kind of do a lot.
Right.
So it's I still enjoy relaxing, but I don't know. I'm not really sure. Yeah. I'm doing my stuff today on Father's Day.
Yeah, I got to mix it all together. Again, sadly enough, Father's Day being the most who gives a shit ass holiday of all holidays. No one gives a rat's ass about Father's Day.
Unfortunate.
I feel bad, man. Shout out to the fathers. Even last episode was a shout out. This one still. Shout out to the fathers who fucked up. You shouldn't have left it in.
Shout out to the black fathers specifically because we got the Juneteenth Father's Day combo.
That is probably the best setup though. But you know what's sad about it is I know more single moms that are celebrating Father's Day than fathers.
Oh, yeah, always.
That's always that. And that shit pisses me off. So, you had yours. And now you mix black single females. Oh, my God. You can't give a nigga shit without them abusing the fuck out of it.
I don't make the rules. I don't know. I ain't make the rules. I ain't go to law school.
That's all right. So.
What about you?
Me?
I'm going to say you're going to stream.
I am going to stream the Monday day off.
Yeah.
Scenario. So I'm going to be streaming heavily. So if you haven't seen this episode, you missed it, obviously. This shit will still be out on Tuesday, so this is a post-Juneteenth thing, but either way. I'm just gonna stream. I can smell, that's what I said. I whiffed it already. You can smell the motherfuckers out there barbecuing already. They're like, ooh, this is an extra barbecue day before 4th of July. So now at least you get 3 solid barbecue days if you're a black person, because Memorial Day is always our 100% the get out there and barbecue holiday.
Yeah.
Now you got Juneteenth, and then you got 4th. Which I don't care what anybody says, though. There's 2 things about this push of new black culture that always makes me laugh is we already get roasted for barbecuing for every holiday, and now we're 100% adding to the list of more shit to barbecue for.
I feel like the only people that complain are the niggas that don't get plates.
That could be it too.
If you hungry, just say that.
Right. Speaking of which, I saw this on TikTok, and I want to know if this is just not in my life. But when you were a kid at the cookout, were you refrained from getting ribs? They did not allow you to get ribs?
No. I don't really remember ribs being a thing. Plus, as a kid, the go-to is usually either a burger or hot dog.
I think that's what it is, man. I think
maybe because for kids, ribs are messy.
Ribs, it's not even messy, but them bitches ain't for you. You get a hamburger hot. Them ribs is for the adults. I think that's what I was saying. Like, I think I repressed it. Like, we didn't used to cook ribs for barbecues, and I'm like, no, nigga, I didn't get a rib for cookouts. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, maybe.
And I think it was just you get a hamburger hot dog and you sit your ass down.
Because I'm pretty sure other motherfuckers had wings.
The niggas had wings and rib tips. I'm pretty sure that was the thing that just wasn't for us. So comment below if you just didn't get your rib a wing at the cookout when you was a kid. Damn. Your ass was burgers and dogs too. Another thing I wanted to toss on. This is just gonna be a whole ignorant episode. What is the must-have side at a barbecue?
Now, chips or spaghetti?
Really? Yeah, you are more black than I thought, man. Are you from the family where spaghetti is still a side dish?
Spaghetti can 1000% be a side or a main.
I'm trying to break that like nigga gap in my life where like anytime I speak to anybody who's remotely Italian, they're like, no, that's a main dish. You do not side dish spaghetti. And I'm like, but if you cook it different, like it's a difference when you mix the sauce with the noodles versus topping the sauce on the noodles. There's two different dishes. Two different. And they don't get that shit. And they like, no, it's main dish no matter what. And I'm just like,
cause the all together means this for a lot of niggas and this got to stretch.
Exactly. Like I know that, but the Italians like, no, that's not how you do spaghetti. And I'm just like, I want to be. See, that's that cultural appropriation that I be trying not to fuck up. We have appropriated the shit out of spaghetti and made it side dishes on our side. When Italians is like, don't you fuck up my spaghetti. So I don't know, but I can understand spaghetti. I get it. I personally get it.
I feel like we have also culturally appropriated chicken parmesan.
I've actually never had chicken parmesan.
What?
No.
Oh God. You should try it on a fucking as a meal or as a sandwich. That's just great.
Yeah, I heard it both ways. I feel like fried chicken and tomato sauce don't mix for me.
It does.
Everybody keeps saying that. It just sounds. I've had eggplant parmesan.
I haven't had that.
Most people have it. That's what I've had. I've never had chicken parmesan, which is the more common thing. I think the closest I've gotten to it is that fucking
Subway.
No, what's that shit that you get at Walgreens or Walmart? The oven meals. You know, it's like Salisbury steak.
Oh,
the lasagna,
the Hungry Man dinner.
Yeah, that bullshit. I've had like their version of chicken parmesan, and I took a bite. I'm like, ain't nothing in here chicken at all. So I'm like, I'm not even finna count this.
Okay, that's valid. That's valid.
But I've had my fair share of eggplant parmesan. I think that's delicious, and that makes sense to me. But chicken parmesan it don't rock with me yet. Not yet. I'm gonna try it though. I'm gonna get there. But my go-to side dish for barbecues, and I don't understand why this seems to get left out so often, is baked beans. A lot of people forget to bring baked beans or have baked beans at their barbecue, and I'm like, that is the staple side dish.
Because I feel like part of it is because motherfuckers don't really. Well, I still see it at barbecues I go to. But I don't know. Maybe not just want to give them motherfucking gas. And
I mean, you're not supposed to fucking fill up on it. That's supposed to be that little break from the meat.
Still beans.
I guess.
Corn on the cob.
Do you grill yours or do you boil it?
I feel like either or is acceptable.
I think boiling. I think at barbecue time, boiling is not acceptable whatsoever. That shit got to go on the grill.
No, because a real black barbecue has two components. It has inside cooking and outside cooking.
True enough.
Inside cooking, you could get off the corn.
No.
Because it's going to be sweet corn. You're not trying to have the charred grilled corn for that occasion. So, it's the break. It's the flavor break from the same shit that's on the grill.
See, now here's my thought. I only have two options. I do not boil corn during barbecues. It's either on the grill or what I do a pan fried corn. And that still has to be corn on the cob. So I will sit on my ass and fucking decob the fucking corn. Toss it in the skillet with a little bit of butter, salt, pepper, maybe some onion and garlic seasoning. Just a very little bit of those. And then you just pan fry them until they start charring up. That's the only time I'm cooking anything indoors when it comes to barbecue. Everything I do, even though it seems like I can get away with it indoors, has to be done outdoors during the barbecue. Even my baked beans. Baked beans go on the grill. Motherfucking the Jeffersons lied to your ass. They say beans don't go on the grill. Fuck with me and watch how it get done. You just got to throw that bitch in the pan. And Shout out to Nomad for teaching me this trick. You throw it next to the coals, under the meat. The meat drips right into the fucking beans, and then you just mix that shit up and get it nice and warm. Take a little bit, and I do it the ignorant way. You take actual hamburger, not ground beef. You make hamburger patties, cook them bitches up, and then break them up and throw them in the baked beans. A little bit of brown sugar, smidge of hot sauce. That's how you do baked beans. Beans cook on the grill, my nigga. Maybe technically under the grill, but on the grill is what I'm saying. Get the extra smoky flavor, meat drippings, delicious shit.
That was really detailed.
It was really detailed, but
that was good.
It was fucking delicious though. You can taste that shit, can't you? Everybody in the comment section, know you tasting that. Tastes good. That's some serious shit, man. So everybody below, once again, comment your favorite side dish for the barbecue. I know y'all enjoying y'all Juneteenth barbecues. Even if you ain't black, I feel like non-blacks should still enjoy Juneteenth. It's a free holiday. I'm a big proponent of nigga. You off, I'm off. I celebrate all the holidays. Yeah. Columbus Day, I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I'm still celebrating that shit. Still fucks with St. Patrick's Day. I love St. Patrick's Day more than any other black person ever did.
Some ignorant shit. A motherfucker should just... That should be a national no GPS day. Christopher Columbus. Like, if you get there, you get there.
Oh, shit.
That's funny as hell, and I just thought about that.
Fucks with me if you want to. I might do that shit. That's finna be a podcast. I'm finna live stream. I'm finna get in the car, pick a direction, and then just fucking go. We finna...
You might wait till gas prices go down a bit.
Sure enough. No, I'm gonna just rent a Tesla. You know, renting Teslas is cheap now. You can rent a Tesla for I was getting ready to go on a road trip. Rent a Tesla for a weekend, $200.
Yeah, fuck.
Exactly. Renting a regular gas car is still like $300.
Yeah.
So I'm like, shit, I'm finna rent me one of these Teslas and hit a road trip and hope I get enough charging stations.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what people don't know about the Teslas. Is if you're gonna go long distances, charging is a bitch. When you have to stop midway and just charge the fuck up, not fun. Not fun at all. So, is what it is. I forgot what I was going to say next. Oh, well. Next topic. So, on this special Juneteenth, I feel like we should celebrate by giving you guys some tidbits of knowledge. I think knowledge is power. I don't know how you feel about it. You already hate the setup, don't you?
Yes. Knowledge is definitely power.
No, I think everybody should learn something new, and Juneteenth is a good time to learn because I've actually learned that a lot of people actually don't know much about Black history. I didn't even know Black history was, for us, it was kind of hammered in, and then for a lot of people, it was just kind of like some side thought shit.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's fucked up. You're actually missing out on a lot of shit. I think everybody knows about Rosa Parks. Everybody knows about King and Malcolm X, shit like that. Your basic bitches. Nobody really knows about whatever. I'm gonna call them basic bitches. Nobody knows about like W.B. Du Bois. Motherfuckers still call him Du Bois. It's Du Bois. I feel like, goddamn. George Washington Carver did a little bit more than just fuck with peanuts. Like, he was actually a scientist. Nobody knows about the dude who made the street sign, who happened to be black. The refrigerator happens to be black.
Famous Amos.
Famous Amos. I'd hate that you brought him up, but you know what? Fuck it. Sweet baby Rays.
Stoplights.
Yeah, that's it. Stoplights. I think stop signs too. I think both. We know how to not move. So, I feel like this is a great time to give everybody some new information on stuff. So, that's a nice little run through of some stuff that most people don't know. My favorite tidbit of information. Why are you laughing?
I just try to mentally prepare for it. You're gonna take it.
I did a deep dive because the whole purpose of Juneteenth is the ending of slavery. Yeah. This was the official end point of slavery now. So my thoughts were, all right, how did it start? Because everybody complains about slavery pretty heavily. And I'm like, all right, understandable. I'm not mad at it. But a lot of people don't know, for one, slavery, I've mentioned before, was everywhere and is still going on to this day in a lot of countries, including Africa. So don't blame America for everything. Niggas have been doing slaves forever.
Trafficking in general.
True. Very true. So I wanted to go back and figure out what was going on and why do we have slaves. So we've had indentured servants forever. Indentured servants was the true term of what we thought as slaves. And literally indentured servants is you're in debt. You work for a person or company until you pay off that debt and then you're free.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, that seems like just stuck at a shitty job. I get it. Terrible. So now I was like, all right, who was the first slave? So I look up, find out who the first slave is. I can't remember his name offhand. I should have probably had the names offhand. But I looked up the first slave, and he was in the same scenario. He was actually just an indentured servant. So as I'm reading his story, I'm just like, that's weird. I was looking for the first slave, not the first indentured servant. So mind you, he was surrounded by other indentured servants. Mind you, even in America, indentured servants weren't just black. They were black, Irish, European, pretty much anybody who had no money that was trying to get to America. So, this man was an indentured servant. He served apparently three different terms of indentured servitude. So he finishes one, and he's still kind of poor, moves on to the next one. This time, he was actually indentured servant to a black man, which was a thing. Black people could have their own indentured servant. We weren't slaves all the time. So he was an American businessman who that man also was an indentured servant at one point, and then became a businessman. I think he bought up a shit ton of land in Virginia and started a tobacco farm. So good shit. First black owner of a business, I guess. So he needed an indentured servant, so he hired a handful of servants. So he hired like a couple of random dudes, his own son, who was also a indentured servant, and then this other black guy. So shit goes on as normal. He's an indentured servant. He works his time frame out. Then it comes to the point where he's supposed to be done with his servitude to this man. He says, all right, I'm done. I'm packing up. I'm taking off. And he goes to start his next stint as an indentured servant for someone else to, make some more money or whatever. Once he makes it to this other guy, the black guy finds out about it. And I don't know if they had beef with each other or he was pissed off at the other black guy for leaving. He goes to court and sues the other man for taking his indentured servant. And he said he never finished his stint with me. Even though I think on paper they showed that he was actually done. But he said, no, he never finished his servitude to me. And this man stole my indentured servant. So he sues the other individual for indentured servitude. And the courts are like, well, what do you want us to do? You have no true proof on either end. And they go back and forth. Litigation back and forth. Like, this is an actual court battle. Back and forth for who actually owns this indentured servant. Comes to find out that the black guy ends up winning the case. So the black guy's like, he was mine. He still should belong to me. So they're like, fine. How do you want to end this now? Do you want to renegotiate his indentured servitude contract so that way we have it on the books? And he says, yes. For life, though. He will be my servant for life. For the rest of his fucking life. And the court grants it. Indentured servant for life constitutes him as the first slave. The first American slave was that black man owned by another black man. So there you go, man. Tidbit of information. We've been fucking niggas over for life.
I really wish you would have had the names for that.
I can pull it up real quick. I know it's not hard to find. I just hate that I don't have it.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, no, it's fucking nuts, ain't it? Let's pull it up real quick. First black slave. So, first black slave owner, Anthony Johnson.
I hate that.
Technically, he was from Portuguese, but he was an African American because we know how that works. You know what I mean? You can't be from anywhere and not just be African American. So yeah, first black owner was Anthony Johnson, considered a colonist as well. So,
damn.
Yeah. And then if I'm not mistaken, it should show his slave name right here. He was recognized as a free Negro, blah, 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 blah. We know all of that stuff. Court case was Johnson versus Parker. Johnson ruled in his favor. Caesar. Caesar was a slave.
John Caesar.
There we go. There you go.
1640s.
So I don't even know where the 1619 shit came from because everybody says it was 1619 was the beginning of slavery when it was not. This was 1640, and that's the first recorded black slave. And this is common. Apparently, I didn't know this was common knowledge, but that was a quick Google search. Like, you didn't even have to try hard.
That was up on Wikipedia.
So I don't know what they've been teaching us, but I figured I'd share that information with everybody else. So I'm not saying run with a narrative that white people didn't own slaves. White people definitely own slaves. I'm not saying. It just started with blacks. So
time out. If that ain't cultural appropriation,
that's what I was just gonna get.
They
They stole slavery from us. We've been running slavery for years. We still do it in Africa to this day.
Yes, and
white people took that shit from us.
Motherfuckers was building pyramids, moving blocks. That shit's crazy.
Like, we was killing it with the slavery game, and then America shows up with a handful of white dudes and think they just running the slavery game. No, nigga, that's us. We run slavery.
Wait, no, wait.
No, I'm holding on to that. No. They took our shit.
Because Greece still had a thing.
Yeah, but they were paid, and they were given housing.
Oh.
Yeah, they were just like, same thing. They were just like, you serve us for life. But they were given some money every once in a while and housing. It wasn't the great housing, but it was, it was like Section 8. Think of it like Section 8. They gave them niggas something. So we took it from Greece. We made it better. Because, I mean, let's be honest. Greece ain't shit. That shit done crumbled. But look at them pyramids, though. We killing the game on the pyramids. Them bitches are standing strong. Look at America. We built this shit great. Niggas know what we doing. The best slaves is the black slaves. Think they didn't try that shit with the Mexicans first? Mexicans suck. They tried it with the Mexicans. They tried it with the Native Americans. They had to go back to us. We be killing it. Slavery is our thing. Stop cultural appropriating slavery. It is not a white thing. It is a black thing.
Okay, wait. Hold on. I don't like this.
Wow, that took a turn for the worse, didn't it?
I don't like this. I knew it was coming around.
It's like there was a twist. And that was just my first minor deep dive into some history. I just wanted to share that.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
So.
That's wild.
So say what you want. I mean, maybe we progress indentured servitude. But it wasn't a slave until we did it. We killed that shit. I'm just mad that he went to court for that shit. He was dead ass serious. Like, I want this motherfucker for life.
And won.
And that's what changed. And mind you, a lot of people don't understand that's how a lot of laws are created in America is court cases. A lot of what we consider norms were fought out in court. And that was one of them. So maybe you want to blame the court system, but he fought a good fight and proved his case. So it wasn't like they was just like, if we give him a slave, then everybody can get a slave. I don't think it was conspiracy.
I just don't know how he won that. You have documentation that I have fulfilled my term.
Right. Maybe he didn't have enough paperwork. Maybe he
ain't have enough paper. God damn it.
Who knows, man? Because the dude owned a giant tobacco farm. Like, I looked at the map. That's some good space that he had for his tobacco farm. So he was making some few dollars here and there. And if anybody was wondering what happened to Anthony Johnson, he was a free man. He had a wife and kids. But sadly enough, because black Americans weren't considered citizens, the state took his farm when he passed away. So.
Damn.
But that goes for not just black Americans. I think it was black Americans and all non-Christians. So anybody who's not considered a Christian didn't get citizenship right away. So it wasn't just blacks. Before everybody was like, see, they still found the way to fuck that nigga over. It was literally just all non-Christians. You had to be Christian because that was part of American culture back then.
And he was from Angola.
Yep. Angola / Portugal, someplace. I don't know. But he won with us. So it is what it is. But he was an African American man who owned the first slave. I thought was ridiculously interesting. And mind you, what was interesting is he was an indentured servant prior.
Yeah. Which
is really weird. And everybody always jumps on like the founding fathers, like you did all this shit to make yourself a free man, but you own slaves. And I'm like, this motherfucker was an indentured servant and said, let me get 5 of them bitches, and then created a slave. So to everybody who always thinks the founding fathers didn't do enough and you would do better, I doubt it very seriously. Like, I hate to say it this way, and I explained it I can't remember who I was talking to about it. But I was like, I don't care what anybody says. In your heart of hearts, if you lived in an era where everybody had slaves, you would get one too. I hate to say it that way, but you would get one too, because think about the simplicity of it. Think about your life right now. and you could just have a nigga that cooked, clean, and took care of all the outside hard labor for you, fuck yeah, do that shit for me. I'm not doing that shit. Do you really feel like cutting grass right now? It's damn near 90 degrees out there. You finna go outside and cut some grass? My ass, I'm finna cut some grass. You go out there and do that shit. Fuck that. I'm hungry. You go cook. I'm not cooking shit. And again, I'm not saying it negatively, but everybody's like, but what about the harsh treatment of them? I'm just looking at it.
Apparently, not everybody beat their slaves.
Not everybody beat their slaves. But here's the ones who did. Think about it from the, now I'm just saying, think about it from their perspective. You purchased, let's just say, a tool or a slave. You purchase an individual to do work on your farm, plantation, whatever have you. So you purchase this individual, and this nigga dips and runs off. I spent money on you, and you just took the fuck off. I'm not making that. I can't get a refund, nigga. What the fuck? Like, yeah, my slave took off, so can I get another one? No, I gotta up some more money for that shit. So yeah, I'm gonna be mad than a motherfucker if my shit just take. All I'm saying is, think of the equivalent. If you had to drive your car to work every day, and your car decide, just nigga, your car breaking down one day, ain't you mad as all hell? And you be like, man, fuck this piece of shit ass car. You mad than a motherfucker, but you gonna get that motherfucker fixed, and you gonna be like, now get back to get me to work. I'm not saying it was morally right. I'm not defending it, but I understand the sentiment of being a little pissed off that this motherfucker you spent money on to get this farm working so you can have some motherfucking money. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little upset. That's all I'm saying. I might hit the nigga. I didn't kick my car before because that motherfucker wouldn't run. Like, you can't tell me you ain't kicked your car when you done ran over a nail and be like, fuck, my nail's broken.
I haven't, actually.
No, you ain't never physically.
I've also fucked my car up before.
But I just feel like everybody has at least one time, at least hit the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, you done punched, or you done physically hit your car before in an inanimate object. I'm not saying people are inanimate objects, but you understand my sentiment. Is you paid money for this thing to do some shit, and that motherfucker just left. And again, it wasn't like a few motherfuckers fled slavery. A lot of, like, every black person in the North fled slavery at some point. So yeah. I'm just saying, some of the niggas is a little hostile after a minute. Now when you got motherfucking Harriet Tubman's coming down and just mass snatching people up, yeah, I'm gonna be a little aggro. You had Harriet Tubman, Nat Turner. If y'all don't know Nat Turner, I feel like everybody should know Nat Turner. Nat Turner was whooping ass in the South.
Yeah.
So now you got uprising rebellions and shit. Like, yeah, so it's finna be a couple niggas that's a little aggro about keeping their slaves. Like, if slaves was cheap, maybe it'd be different. But I'm safely assuming slaves weren't cheap. So yeah, it's fucked up. And if you really want to be mad at somebody, be mad at the niggas in Africa that sold us. They didn't kidnap as many as you thought. They have documentation of that as well. There was a lot of paperwork being done on slaves. And yeah, they have documentation of how many times they just purchased slaves. So yeah, get mad at the Africans. Why you think they don't like us any damn way? Have you ever met like an African?
Yeah.
Like, most of them niggas like default don't like black people for some reason.
I don't know why.
Africans and Jamaicans. They like by default like have just like this underlying beef with black people.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, man, I didn't do it. Nigga, you sold me. So don't come at my throat, motherfucker.
Well, yeah, if you sold your motherfucking car and that hoe drove back to your house, you'd be spending
talking about I'm kicking it. And you sitting here chilling like, man, fuck y'all. Speaking of which, I'm going to tell this story, and I'm going to tell two stories. And this is random, slightly related. My first vacation on a cruise, not the one currently I went on, but the first time I went on a cruise, we went to fucking Roatan, Honduras. Fuck Honduras. It is the worst place I've ever been. Like, I don't even know why we would go there. Like, yeah, I don't understand, like, in what world you're like, I want to go on a Caribbean cruise, and it was like, you want to stop at this fucking war-torn field, just nothing of a neighborhood? Motherfuckers still living in tin huts and shit, and I'm just like, this is gross. I don't want to be here. I feel like I'm going to catch a disease being in this bitch. Like, and you know what pissed me off about it? It wasn't nothing but just the locals sitting outside their huts staring at niggas as they walk by. And it was lined up with police officers because they're like, these niggas will kill you for being here. So then my first thought was, the fuck we here for?
Right.
Like, it's not that beautiful. I'd rather go to Mexico because them niggas is nice. Take me to the Bahamas or someplace else. Why the fuck we in Honduras? And what pissed me off, and this is why I was like, I'm leaving. I'm getting back on the boat, and I'm sitting here. We can leave whenever the fuck y'all feel like leaving, but I'm not getting off this boat. Is it was this building in the middle of town
Right.
that had no first floor, but they spray painted an arrow up some stairs that said free Wi-Fi. And I'm like, nigga, I'm not going up these motherfucking stairs. Like, you got your rabbit ass mind.
What? Oh, wow. Way to try and trap a nigga. That's crazy. Free what? No
Free
first
Wi-Fi.
floor. You lost me at no first floor.
No first floor. So it was just a bare first floor space. And then some stairs that go up. I'm like, nigga, please.
Wi-Fi.
Free Wi-Fi. Kiss my ass.
Where's the router? Where's the router?
Nigga, where's your electricity? Fuck your internet. You couldn't have a sign, my nigga? What the fuck? You spray painted on the wall. Free Wi-Fi up here. Nigga, please. I'm not getting off this boat. I'm getting back on the boat. Fuck this whole ass area.
Oh my god.
So, note to anybody who's ever going on a cruise: don't go to Roatan, Honduras. Just fuck Honduras in general. I'm not going there. Them niggas is swimming on boats trying to get here.
Don't
Indoors and
trust
shit.
free Wi-Fi signs.
Absolutely
I
not.
never do. When I go to the dealership, I don't trust free Wi-Fi.
Hell no.
When I be at work, I don't trust free Wi-Fi. I don't trust no free fucking Wi-Fi.
Hell no.
Motherfuckers use that to give you viruses sometimes. They use that to steal your data. Or just use that to check up on you. And I don't like none of the three.
And so, and the thing is, if you have to use it, what you should be using is NordVPN. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not sponsored by NordVPN.
I was going to say, get your shit off. Hell yeah.
I wish. Everybody named Mama's like sponsored by Nord and ExpressVPN. I got to get on that shit. I'm a techie too. Like, that's fucking nuts. But yeah, so fuck Honduras. Fuck Honduras 100%. It wasn't nothing to do with that. Every time I go to Mexico, Mexico be the shit. Nicest people in the world, friendly as fuck, always trying to sell you some shit. But this shit be cheap though. This shit be extra cheap. Nigga got me drunk at 9 in the morning. Straight tequila shots. Didn't charge me for a fucking shot. He was just like, drink. One more shot. I'm like 5 in. He like, one more. Just one more. I'm like, nigga, you gotta sell that bottle, don't you? Like, what the fuck is going on? So I fucks with Mexico. Go to Mexico. Key West. Bahamas. Anywhere. Let's skip out on Honduras, please.
I don't even know where the fuck Honduras is on a map.
Why
did you book the fucking yacht for there?
I didn't book that one. That was mine.
Oh.
So I know Mexico's like shaped this way, so I know it's kind of reverse for you people. So it's Mexico's here, and then you have like the Caribbean islands up here. Honduras is like right on the bottom. It's like it's an island as well, but it's the last bottom island where the niggas be. Because that's literally what it is. It ain't shit but niggas. Like, I hate it. I hated that island with a passion. I've never looked at so many people with my skin complexion that hated me with a passion. Like, them motherfuckers hated me by default. I'm like, I didn't do shit, man. Like, you better hop on the door and swim your ass across the ocean. Florida ain't that bad. Like, just kick it there for a minute, make your way up. Go to Mexico first. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, figure it out. Like, you sitting here in the tin hut. Feel like fucking a cool breeze could knock your shit down. Don't get mad at me.
Tatooine.
Honestly, no, Tatooine was nicer. Tatooine was much nicer.
I gotta send you this video. I watched it yesterday that Anakin wasn't wrong.
As in,
like, no, he just wasn't wrong. Like, he was
about the Jedi.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or like, he wasn't wrong with how he ended up going dark side so fast. Like, it was the Jedi's.
No, it was the Jedi's fault.
Yeah,
I 100% blame the Jedi.
Cult.
Yeah. I feel like the whole Jedi Sith thing is no different from the Assassin's Templar thing.
And he was saying that in a way you could see that because like they were like everybody goes to the killing the younglings. But he was saying the guy in the video, I forgot his name. But that because Anakin's view of the Jedi flipped so 180, and the kids were already indoctrined with this evil cult, it could be rationalized that Anakin saw it as a mercy killing.
Yeah, he wanted to save them from the Jedi by offing them ahead of time. No, I definitely get that. And And a lot of people, because a lot of people don't read the books or watch everything that's to do with Star Wars, there was a lot more shown, in, especially like the Clone Wars series, that showed he was slipping towards the dark side a lot sooner.
And blame on Obi-Wan for being a friend and not a teacher.
And not a father, right? He was supposed to be the father figure. Which a lot of people like are coming up to the theme of why the fight with Qui-Gon and Darth Maul was technically the true duel of the fates and not the battle between Anakin and Obi-Wan. Is because Qui-Gon knew that he was needed to teach Anakin. It wasn't Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan was never supposed to be his mentor. Yeah. It's supposed to be Qui-Gon. And now, knowing what I know about Qui-Gon, Qui-Gon would have actually given him the better advice. Because the big slip that changed everything was him getting with Padme. And the Jedi saying you can't have that relationship. Qui-Gon actually believed that you could have relationships outside of being the Jedi.
He also brought up Obi-Wan being a hypocrite because he busts ass often.
Yeah, no, he does. But here's the thing. He never... That's kind of like the loophole of the Jedi. Is you can have relations, but you can't have a relationship. Anakin wanted to be married. And it's like, no, you can't have that kind of tie. No one said you couldn't have sex. You just can't be in a relationship. So that's the difference. And I think Qui-Gon was very big and adamant on, don't forget we live for the people, not for war. And if Anakin wants to leave and be with Padme, then allow him to leave. But don't discount his ability as a Jedi.
Yeah.
We just won't put him amongst our ranks. So if he wanted both, that's where he had a problem. And if he wanted to be married and become a Jedi Master, that's where they could have had a problem. But the fact that they weren't making him a Jedi Master, they should have immediately allowed him to have his relationship.
Yeah.
And I think that would have been fair. And that would have stopped a lot of the issues ahead of time.
A lot of the issues is just the higher-ups failing him.
Yeah. No, it's always like that. But that's life.
Yeah.
Because across the board, whenever you're in a system that feels like you're doing the best for everyone, you're typically not. Whether it's, work hierarchy, politics, religion, the people at the top feel like they have what's in your best interest, and they're not sharing you why they have your best interest. And typically that's the immediate point of them failing you. It's not being an open book.
Also, rest in peace, Mace Windu, on Juneteenth.
Nice way to wrap that back up into Juneteenth, by the way.
God damn, man. Also, Anakin has a lot of bodies early on.
Yeah.
The Tatooine raid, Dooku,
do it.
The motherfucker was, man. That was the one thing that kind of really chapped my ass when it was like, oh no, he's too dangerous to live. No, he must stand trial. Nigga, you beheaded Dooku. Relax.
Well, don't forget, he also beheaded Dooku when Palpatine told him to.
Yeah.
He's easily malleable. That's all it was. And again, he didn't give two shits about him standing trial. That's why he immediately led with, I need him.
Yeah.
And he didn't give a fuck about him standing trial. He was like, I need to learn that shit to keep Padme from dying. And mind you, everything since that point was just to get Padme back. Everything that Darth Vader typically worked on was to take control so he can get back Padme somehow.
I feel like everything done to that point was to push him farther from her, including the Emperor.
Yeah, no, that's what he needed. He needed that. That's why he kind of manipulated him, saying I have an ability that you can use to save her, but in doing so, I'm pushing you further away from it, which he didn't understand. He didn't understand everything. Every step he took was walking him away from the path that he wanted.
No, I think that the Emperor also needed Padme to die for
100%.
Full Vader transformation.
Exactly. No, that's what I meant by it. He was actively walking her to separate the two of them so she could be killed. Yeah. Somehow, either she was going to be killed or die from grief, which I still think is a pussy way out. I preferred her to get murdered.
Died of a broken heart.
Get the fuck out of here. So stupid.
She died of a broken heart just to leave her kids as well.
Yeah, that was a good move. Great motherhood right there, man. Matter of fact, I'm going on the line and saying, Padme, worst mother in fictional history.
It's not a lot of bad moms
that are alive.
It's a lot more. I'm talking about in media.
Yeah, no, I know.
There's a lot more. Is there? Because the whole wicked stepmother, I don't know. I would like to see that statistic.
Yeah, but it's
though.
always stepmothers, not actual mothers,
No,
like
it's
biological
some real
mothers.
shitty biological moms too, in media. That would be an interesting statistic.
All right,
Because you know, anime is always like, oh, nigga, dad left.
right.
So,
I mean, every show's dad left. Comment below. What's your favorite worst mother in media? Period. And if we get a good...
no, fuck that. It's Father's Day. What is your favorite worst media dad? I'm still running with Lord Ozai.
Fuck that. If we're doing Father's Day, you got to do the opposite. Best dad in media. There's a lot of good dads. Like, I'm not giving you Piccolo. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Piccolo's nobody's goddamn daddy.
He is.
At best, maybe stepdad. And I'm not finna get a nigga stepdad because he's like a year older than Gohan. So fuck out of here.
Okay, the dad in Don't Be a Menace to Society was a year younger than Trey.
I know, and that's even worse. And he wasn't a good dad either. Fuck you mean?
Dads in media, definitely Carl Winslow is definitely up there.
Yeah, I can see that. Y'all gonna discount Mr. Huxtable? I still feel like he was a good dad.
He was a great dad.
He was a great dad.
He didn't even curse at his kids.
Not at all. Even when he snapped at him.
He only cursed, I believe, the first episode.
I brought you in this world, now I'll take you out. I remember that shit.
He was like, Theo was like, Dad, I'm not going to college. He was like, damn straight. And that was like the only time he's ever cursed in the show.
Fucking good shit, man. I love Mr. Huxtable. As much shit as we're giving him now, probably hands down one of the greatest movie dads or TV dads, period.
From anime,
Uncle Phil too, by the way.
Yeah, of course. Old and new Uncle Phil.
I'm a try. I keep trying with the new Phil, but old Phil for sure. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. For real. It is harder in the realm of anime. Grandpa Moto.
Grandpa Moto from where?
Yu-Gi-Oh. Yugi's grandpa.
Yeah, but where's his dad? Where's Yugi's actual dad?
His dad's allegedly an archaeologist.
So no, shit dad.
He left. No.
So no, fuck him.
Uncle Iroh.
Uncle though, not a father.
He's a daddy to somebody.
No shit, but it's still. Damn, I'm starting to realize it's always uncles and shit that are like the good one, and it's not fathers. I'm actually like
dads end up as main villains.
Always. What about what's the name? Naruto's dad.
He died.
Yeah, but I didn't make him a bad dad. He wasn't alive for his kid though.
His kid was still an orphan.
All right. Oh shit! We can obviously just discount Goku immediately.
Technically, in Naruto,
Vegeta's a good dad though.
Vegeta is a good dad now.
I think he was always a good dad.
Not really.
How so?
Not from Cell Saga to Buu Saga. It was mid Buu Saga where he became a good dad.
I think he was already a good dad beforehand.
Because it was like, Trunks, I had never held you since you were a child.
Yeah, I mean, but that's also because he was really focused on being with his son. Like, he spent a lot of time with his son still. He just didn't hug him. And he heavily regretted not hugging him. And I think even in the moment, he felt bad. Because I think it was that one training montage. See, you kind of niggas be missing shit. But the one training montage, he was legit working his son out heavily. And he was like, fuck, I'll take you for ice cream if we get through the set type shit. Like, he knew that he still needed to be a good dad. He's the Prince of all Saiyans and a training heavy first person.
Yeah.
And mind you, let's be honest, Goten versus Trunk, we know who was about a Saiyan kid.
Yeah.
So.
Gohan's a good dad.
Kinda. I can see that. I don't see Sim as a bad dad, but I think he's...
Krillin?
Krillin is definitely one of the best parents. Because he knows in multiple scenarios he's getting his ass whooped and he will still stick his neck out to make money for his family and kids.
He became a police officer to make money for his family.
Like, he's good shit. Krillin, out of all of them, I hate to do that, even though I love Vegeta. Krillin, out of all of those dudes, best parent is Krillin.
A lot of the secondary characters in Naruto, like Shikamaru's dad and then Shikamaru.
Right, that's true.
Choji's dad and then Choji.
See, I think that's what it takes. It takes a good father to bring about another good father.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's some real life shit, but
God damn, it is. No,
that's
it is
real life shit.
See, and niggas why I watch anime.
Exactly. And this is why we ramble through podcasts like this. Is because sometimes you got to talk your way into a fucking good aha moment. Didn't think of that beforehand, but that's the real shit.
Ichigo's dad.
Yeah.
And he was a single father.
True.
With 3 kids.
That's nuts. I completely forgot about that. Damn. Shout out to the single fathers out there, man. Actually, man.
Professor Plutonium.
Yeah. He tried his best, man. Them kids outranked him for a minute, but don't forget, he became Power Prof just so he could spend more time with his kids. He became Power Prof to spend more quality time with his kids. Yeah. How serious that shit, though? Yeah. And I know you mad just for the fact that I could pull that dumbass memory out of my mind in an instant. He was like, I want to spend time with the kids. I'm going to make me a super suit, and I'm going to get out there, man, by any means necessary. He might have maybe became a little big-headed after, but the intentions were there.
Yeah.
So shout out to anime dads and cartoon dads and fucking millennial dads, because I don't know if you know this, but statistic-wise, millennials make better fathers than every other generation.
Because millennials are more in tune with mental health.
True enough. But I also feel like it's because we know both ends of it. I feel
like we know the possible outcomes of spanking versus not spanking.
Yeah. But I also still agree with spanking kids. So I think is with millennial fathers, it's we know how to ride the middle, because we've had parents that were either heavily aggressive or way too lenient.
Lax, yeah.
And then we've seen the grandparents beforehand that were like kind of right in the middle, but a little too on one side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're like, all right, we figured out which ones work, and we finna ride the middle. And I think, and again, statistically saying, there's more millennial fathers in general. There's more millennial single fathers. There's more millennial fathers who have fought for their kids in court, because we know what it means to be a good dad, 100%. So shout out to the millennial fathers and shout out to all the single dads, man. Everybody's saying it straight across the board that millennials make better fathers, man. I will not join the ranks, but I understand.
I'm gonna join the ranks one day, no time soon.
Of course, man. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with being a dad. I just know personally, I'm selfish as fuck, so I'm never gonna be a dad because I got some shit I want to do in life. And
I'm gonna be the cry in the fucking delivery room dad. I'm the fucking I can already tell I'm gonna be a soft ass nigga. I'm already
That's
man, no. If I putting my kid on my chest, doing the fucking Lion King thing, because I feel like
I'm eventually gonna do that. Yeah, that's funny. I told at best, Kelly, I don't think we will have our own kid, but because we've both been processed through the system at least once in our lives, that we would get a pre-owned, and it's the only way I can explain. Look, don't make no faces, man. I'm getting a pre-owned kid because, for one, it's just economically friendly. It's cheaper. In a sense, you can skip over the bad years. Like nobody wants to deal with baby phases. Diapers are expensive than a motherfucker. So the fact that
and it's a formula shortage,
right? And it's a formula shortage. So actually, the smart thing to do is get you a pre-owned kid. You can see what the miles is looking like ahead of time.
Yeah, but you also got to deal with mileage that you didn't put on there.
Yeah, I know, but I mean that's no different. Like I said, that's why I use that term. It's like buying a used car. Just got to check the kid facts. I actually. And you laugh at me, but it's a downloadable app right now. I actually was in process of developing an app called Kid Facts. We were actually halfway through it, and we had an app for kids. And I was like, and you could put like a kid's photo. We did it with fake kids, obviously, in the beginning. And we like, here's the kid's face, name, information, and like stats. You can have like stats for the kid, like like how are they with intellect, how are they with learning, are they
kids,
right?
Pets.
I'm just saying, like, I think that's good shit to have. You know how many teachers could benefit from shit like that? You think teachers all talk to each other as the kids go through the ages when they could all just look through the kid facts?
Yeah.
When you go to adoption centers, check the kid facts. Nigga, how many times have you bought a used car and you immediately like, I'm not buying that car because I ain't got no car facts?
Or you could check, if you, as a parent, check the kid facts of kids potentially in your kid's
classroom, their friends, shit like that. Just see what kind of shit am I throwing my kid into. And it's not as in a harmful scenario. It's just, and again, I'm not saying like you need to know all their information, but just basic shit. Does he have a temper issue? You know what I mean? It's like, hey, maybe I just want to make sure my kid knows how to handle a temper issue.
Torture animal.
Yeah, maybe, bypass a school shooting or two every once in a while. But I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, like, kid facts ain't a bad idea. Now, the only reason I don't want to do this is because...
Creeps.
No, it's not even creeps. It's because of China. China has a social economic system, which is, if you're a shitty person, they know. And they have cameras everywhere. So if you jaywalk there, they won't fine you for it. They just knock some points off of your social and economic stats. And if you are a shitty enough person where all your points go down, they start plastering your face around the city. Like, you could just be walking down. They shown it. The motherfucker's just walking down the street, and he jaywalks consistently. And they're just like, his face started showing up on billboards. Serial jaywalker. As he was walking by the billboards. I'm like, yo, that's some fucked up shit.
Damn.
They catch criminals that way because of their system, because they have enough cameras and they know your tendencies, so they can just find you fucking anywhere. They found the criminal in a stadium during a sporting event, and nobody was looking for him. The nigga just walked in minding his own business, and they're like, that's a serial jaywalker. Run his shit. And then they cross-referenced his social information with criminal information. Found out he was a wanted criminal, and it just had 2 cops waiting for him on the way out. Smooth as fuck. And I'm like, no. So that's the only reason I don't want to do kid facts. Damn the pedophiles. I don't want to turn into China by accident. I don't want to slowly develop an app that's going to turn us into China. So maybe not the kid facts.
Word.
But I think a system like that for certain people would be kind of dope. I think teachers need at least a little more help in that sense. Now, far be it from me to defend teachers, but I feel like they need help in certain aspects of life. So it is what it is. I think that's an episode, though. I think we've covered a lot. Fucking Juneteenth and all of that shit, man. God damn. It's been fun.
Yes.
So, as always, catch him on his streams. Mondays and Thursdays, currently. Consistently consistent. Consistently? Yeah, consistently consistent. Whatever. I like it.
2 weeks in a row, baby.
2 weeks in a row. Make it for a month, my guy. You got it. So yeah, check him out. What you streaming still?
Persona 5 Strikers and a lot of Master Duel.
Nice.
And probably Watch Dog Legions.
Yeah, that's right. All right, you're still playing that. Are you gonna do any more Turtles?
I would like to. I didn't get to finish the game.
No?
The story mode.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
And I want to see what's to the arcade mode, but yeah, I'm definitely getting some more Turtles.
Arcade mode is just harder story mode by a long shot. That's when you die. See ya.
I want to learn combos. This is a really detailed combo system.
It is. I do like that about it. I'm still fucking around with it. We played the other day. My girl got motion sick, so we couldn't play all the way through from the skateboarding level.
Oh,
because you got to remember, we're on a giant screen and it playing on a TV, so that shit was whipping by pretty hard.
Yeah.
So I can
it's
understand.
Very fast paced.
Yeah.
Damn, that was probably fire. Actually.
Oh, on the big screen? Hell yeah. No, it was fucking lovely. But yeah, catch him twice a week. You had anything else you're working on, or just the 2 streams?
At the moment, just the 2 streams and this.
That's good. You know where to find me because you found me this time. But if you're lost, make sure you check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud. Your boy's everywhere. It's your fault if you can't find me. Tell your friends, share with everybody. It ain't that hard. I'm streaming more often. Currently going through Final Fantasy VII Remake because it's my favorite game in the world with the hype of the new shit coming out soon. And if you missed that shit, just go on Twitch. You can still watch the videos of me doing shit.
Yep.
Don't be afraid to find me, man. But yeah, find us everywhere. The link trees are below. Catch all of our shit. Buy some merchandise while you're at it. New shirts on my end coming soon, and special new devices or shoppables, I should say. Shoppables coming soon.
Okay.
So, stay tuned for that shit. But yeah, I think that's everybody. I think that's everything. So don't forget, I'd rather feel like shit than be a piece of shit. I gotta get that right one time. Rather feel like shit than be a piece of shit. And if you are offended, you deserve to be offended. And if you're fat, just know you're fat, man. We're all fat here. Chubby boys for the win. I'm not saying we healthy, but I'm saying we are the chubby ones.
Yeah.
So peace out. Catch you later. And don't forget, watch me on them streams. See ya.
Hey, bye.
Goodbye.